Hey yo, what is up? My name is Ishan. You're probably busy, which is perfect because on this channel, we like to keep it short and sweet. No fluff, we don't make 10-20 minute boring videos, we keep it quick and to the point. So in the next few minutes, we're going to be going over the 4 major things that you need to know after Apple reported their earnings. And one of them is something huge, which has even convinced me to buy some more Apple shares. So stick around till the end of the video and let's clock in. So despite the pandemic and a really big slowdown in the global economy, Apple still managed quarterly revenue of $59.7 billion, the highest the company has ever reported in the third quarter, and an increase of 11% from the year ago. So EPS also came in at $2.58, up 18% year over year. So now that you got a rough idea of what the numbers look like, the first big thing is their China sales. This is something I mentioned in my Apple's pre-earnings video, which you can check out on my channel and also link down below, because China sales account for 15% of Apple's revenue. So it was going to be huge to see how it did. Especially with the news we've been hearing that Chinese phone sales fell 10% year over year in May, followed by 16% year over year in June. However, Apple actually ended up doing $9.3 billion in China, slightly down from the quarter ago, but still growth year over year. On the call, when Tim Cook was asked about China, he said, "We also continue to see extremely high new customer rates on Mac and iPad there. To give you perspective, about 3 out of 4 customers that are buying a Mac are new in China, and about 2 of 3 that are buying the iPad are new." This is a huge positive sign for investors because it lets them know Apple's back. Apple's back in the game in China and that they're doing good again. Not only do they contribute 15% to the business, but they're the world's largest smartphone buyers. So it's a pretty big deal. Now on to the big news. The big news that has made me consider buying even more Apple after their earnings. But before we do that, if you haven't already, please subscribe and like. I do my best to provide such informative videos in such a short time. I don't make 10-20 minute long boring videos. So if you're enjoying, please drop a sub and a like. It really helps me out. And so the big news is Apple's 4-for-1 stock split. So Apple announced that they were doing a 4-for-1 stock split, meaning for every share you own, you will now own 4 shares instead. And the stock price will begin trading at about $100 on August 31st. This is huge because not everyone can afford a $400 share of Apple. Like a lot of small investors might not be able to buy it because it's so expensive. But now that the price has been significantly reduced to $100, what this means is that there's potential for a lot of buyers, especially small buyers, small investors, to put a good chunk of money into Apple now that it's much cheaper. And it's for this reason I believe the stock has a ton of more upside after the split. So according to a 1996 study by David Eikenberry of Rice University, he measured the short and long-term performance of stock splits. His research included all the 1,275 companies whose stock split 2-for-1 between 1975 and 1990. He also compared those split stocks' performance to companies in similar sectors who did not split. And it turns out that the split stock group performed 8% better after 1 year and 16% better after 3 years. And look, there's research that obviously indicates that stock splits don't have an effect on price. But this is Apple we're talking about. This is not no ordinary stock split. Not only is this adding insane liquidity and making it cheaper, it's offering the chance for one of the world's most bought and sought after companies to be bought by basically anyone with a small amount of money. It is one of the most bought stocks, and I believe the stock will easily head to $110 to $120 after the split, signifying a 10 to 20% return. The third and final major news that I'm shocked the market didn't really take into account is Apple potentially delaying their iPhone 12 launch for a few weeks. In my pre-earnings video, we talked about how the iPhone 12 could potentially launch in September according to multiple leaks and rumors from credible sources. But according to Apple CFO Luca Mastri, this year they expect supply to be available a few weeks later. The reason I find this so significant is because the iPhone contributes a significant amount to Apple's revenue, over 50% to be exact, and it's a big part of their year-end push when they unveil their phones in their fourth quarter. Sure, the launch doesn't contribute a huge chunk of revenue, but it'll definitely be felt and missed when they do report. In fact, I believe this is actually one of the reasons Apple did not issue guidance, because they're not sure when they're going to unveil these phones, and they know that it could definitely impact the stock and the performance of the company in the fourth quarter. We've also heard from Goldman Sachs analyst Rod Hall that delays to the iPhone could cause a 7% punch to Apple's revenue, so it'll certainly be interesting for sure to see if Apple can manage to squeeze in a phone launch in September. With that being said, let me know what you guys think down below. I'd really love to hear what you guys have to say, and if you haven't already, come on, subscribe. We're almost at 1,000, so subscribe, like, and my friends, I'll see you guys next time. So take it easy, clocking out for now. Peace.